Hey y'all, welcome back to the Solo Travel Queen. This is my first impressions of Rio. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it really got to a rocky start, okay? And when I say a rocky start, I mean like a rocky start. But real quick, first, please be sure to like this video and subscribe if you help the algorithm. And it also helps spread that 5D frequency because once like one of us is at that frequency, then we can affect literally hundreds of people around us. This is my first impressions of Rio. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it really got to a rocky start, okay? And when I say a rocky start, I mean like a rocky start. I'm talking from the first flight, okay? So I was flying out of the Seattle area because that's where my family is. That's where I was the past couple months. As y'all know from my previous videos, I booked a flight from there to Rio. I had like 3 different connections. My first connection, the first flight, was from Seattle to San Francisco. And what do you know? We happened to fly into a snowstorm in San Francisco. What are the odds? What are the odds? And it was crazy because, I mean, at first they told us this like as we were waiting in Seattle and like on the plane. And I was like, it's fine, I have a 3-hour layover, it'll be all good. And I don't know what happened, but I don't know, the universe just worked its magic and was like, you ain't gonna get on that plane, girl. I was like, you're not gonna do that. We were not only delayed from Seattle going to San Francisco, meaning I sat on that plane in the, what is it called? I want to say driveway, but it's not called a driveway. The flyway. Anyway, we were literally sitting there for an hour. We finally take off, and I'm like, oh, it's cool, we're still gonna make it, it's all good. We get close to San Francisco, and we start flying into a snowstorm in San Francisco, in California. Like, this never happens. I don't understand why that happened, but whatever. We're flying to the snowstorm. Our pilot goes to try to land. He misses the landing and goes back up, and we are sitting in the snowstorm in the plane. And when I say sitting in it, it wasn't just like a little, oh, I'm just gonna watch a movie, try down some snacks. No, it was like going like this, okay? Look, there was a point where I was praying because it was just not, it was not it. I was like, no. We're flying around in the snowstorm for like 30 minutes before we can land again. Finally, and it honestly, if we had landed that first time, I would have made my connecting flight, but of course I didn't. The airline, they booked a hotel for me, and of course for the other people who had connections. And so I stayed at a hotel for like 5 hours, slept a little bit, and then got back, and they rescheduled my flights and everything. You know, I go from San Francisco to Houston to Rio. Just by the way, okay, because I've taken a lot of long flights. The United flights, I'm sorry, but like, they suck. Because on the 10-hour flight, from Houston to Rio, they had no pillow, no earbuds, no sleeping masks for you to use, which kind of shocked me a little bit because even on the 9-hour flight from Seattle to Japan, they give you all of this. So yeah, I just wouldn't recommend United because like they cheap. But anyway, so we land in Rio. Turns out they don't have my suitcase, of course. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's okay, because I always pack extra clothes in my backpack, so on my carry-on, so, and extra underwear. You always want to have at least like 4 days worth of underwear in your carry-on, just like a little pro tip, okay? Again, sorry for the background noise. And really, all of my videos, I always give out pro tips, so just keep on watching, keep on listening, okay? But yes, always pack extra underwear. And then if I'm going from a cold to hot place, I always pack shorts and like a tank top in my carry-on. Again, just in case. But really, it's just for when I arrive at that hot place, I can change real quick and not be uncomfortable in like a hoodie and like sweatpants or whatever. So I land in all my suitcase. I'm like, it's okay. They're gonna give it to me like one day. And I already booked a hotel, so it's all good. I go to my hotel. Turns out my hotel is 40 minutes from the downtown area. And on top of that, my hotel is low-key sketchy. Oh, just real quick. If you're interested in solo traveling, click on the link below my website, lajoiefortune, where you can find packages on having a solo travel coach to really help you have the best solo travel experience possible. But not just that, but really using solo travel to grow and heal your soul. So go ahead and check that below. Okay, back to the video. And low-key disgusting. And I booked my room a day in advance because I wanted to show up, get into my room, and sleep. When I showed up, they didn't have my room prepared. Mind you, I paid for an extra day just to avoid this. And I even reminded them, like, hey, I'm coming at this time, blah, blah, blah. And they weren't prepared at all. I get to my room and it's fine, and I actually just crash and fall asleep, but then I have really weird dreams, and just like the energy of this hotel, like the staff was terrible. I mean, like, one staff was helpful, but like there's some staff that they didn't care. But I think it's also like the Rio culture. Like, yeah, it's not what I would say the best place for service. That's what I would say. So I don't like my hotel, but I'm stuck there because that's the address that I told the airline to send my luggage to. So I'm stuck. Yeah, and that was just crazy. So but I didn't like the vibe of the hotel. So like the next day I was like, I have to get out of here. So I left. I tried to go to the beach, and I actually met some locals who were really nice and helped me show me around. Mind you, they did not speak any English, and I did not speak any Portuguese. So the translation was a little, and I couldn't take out my phone because I heard so many like stories of people stealing phones, especially at the beach. Y'all gonna have to ignore the background noise. It's just how it is. Yeah, so I didn't even have a translator, and we just figured it out. So they were super helpful. This was the last day of Carnival, and actually I'm gonna make a podcast episode about this because that day was wild. I mean, the beach was amazing because not only was it Carnival, then Carnival was also Sunday, so the beach was packed. But then like at night, like people say New York is a city that never sleeps. I feel like Rio is a city that comes alive at night. Everybody goes out at night. It's just like once it hits like 6, 7 p.m., everybody's out on the streets, everybody's walking, talking, eating, having some beers. Like, it's just part of the culture. So that was good. I get back to my hotel, and about a day later, my luggage finally arrived. And literally the morning it arrives, I pack up all my stuff and I leave that hotel like with the quickness because I was not about to stay there a day longer. I was like, I'm done with this. They gave me a refund, and I was just like, I'm done. We need to get out. So then I moved to this Airbnb studio, which was actually pretty perfect, except for the location. The location was okay. It was okay. I don't think it was the best for foreign tourists. I'm gonna make another video about my like pro tips for Rio or my Rio survival guide, because there's a lot of things that I think some people don't put in their Rio or Brazil videos that like need to be said about what to expect when you get here, what you need to prepare for. Like when it comes to getting your SIM card, you have to have this identification number. It's a whole thing, and it's like a long process. And I just wish that somebody told me to do this before I got here, so that I was better prepared when I arrived. But I'm gonna have a video next week about the survival guide for Rio, because this is one of the countries where you need to have a survival guide because it's not really built for tourists outside of Brazil or who don't speak Portuguese. And it's kind of dope because like they don't care to change themselves for other people who are coming into their country, which I absolutely love because it's so dope. I feel like a lot of other countries should be like this, but it does make it harder to relocate here. So just like forewarning again, please make sure to comment below and remind me because I will forget. So then I get to my new studio, and the studio it was a little sketchy because it was on the ground floor, and even though there were bars on the window, I just like kept on getting a feeling that like if I opened the curtains, like somebody was watching me. I was just like, I'm not really doing it. I love the space. If only that space was like in a different neighborhood, I'm sold, I would have stayed there. But because it was in the Central, which actually a lot of tourists don't even really go to unless they like are with Brazilians, yeah, it's just not really that safe. I mean, luckily, the thing about me is like I can, and if you're black too, you just blend in like here. You look like everybody looks like you, and it's amazing. It's great for a solo traveler. So I get there, the studio is okay. I booked a beauty appointment because I'm like, I settled. I rented out the studio for a week, and I was like, okay, now to do my little appointments, because some of the first things I do whenever I go to a different country is, I do the SIM card. What else do I do? I make sure to get my SIM card. I make sure to get cash, and then I start doing long beauty appointments because honestly, in the States, it's just too expensive. So I always do them in the controller riding. SIM card I couldn't get because I don't have that ID number that you need before you get here. Again, I'll explain more in the next video. Cash, at first, like the first 3 days, I could not find a bank that took my card. Finally, I did find a bank. And then my appointment. So literally this, I think it was Monday or Tuesday of last week. I booked this appointment. I'm pretty good with navigating, but I kind of forget that I navigate a lot by constantly looking at the map on my phone. Like I can do without the GPS or whatever. As long as I have a map, I can navigate. The thing about Rio is if you have your phone out like that, and especially if it's an iPhone, because they're very expensive here, somebody will come and snatch it out of your hand in the streets. So everybody says to go into the store or to check your phone. But in the central, you know, I don't really know what stores are okay to check my phone on. And this is with my iPhone 8. This is with an old iPhone. I was even worried if people steal that, even though it looks really old and like people think it's a Samsung. Honestly, it's hilarious. But I was like so worried that somebody was gonna snatch it out of my hand, so I didn't even take it out. So I go to look. I'm like, okay, I take a left here, take a right here. I'm there. Like literally an hour later, I found myself like 30 minutes away from that location, just at the city library. And luckily they let me have Wi-Fi, and I feel like that was a safe space to check my phone. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the beauty appointment salon. So I went back home and I just decided, you know what? No excursions. We're not gonna do the same thing we've been doing before here. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna go back to like my little routine that I had back in Washington and with like my morning practice, and then also working on some courses that I want to provide for people who like to solo travel. So I just kind of went back to that because one of the reasons why I came to Rio is because I looked at my astrology and I used my astrology chart to figure out what places are going to provide me with like luck, positivity, spiritual expansion, just like a higher vibration, which is one of the reasons why, or actually probably the reason why I chose Rio to come to, because I really wanted to expand myself and just raise my frequency. Yeah, and I really wanted to also show other people how to do that. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and sign up in the link below. I'm going to do a course at the end of the month on how to use your astrology birth chart to figure out where in the world you can experience certain things. Okay, so if you want to have like the best group trip of your life, there's a spot specifically for you to experience this. If you want to go inward and meditate, there's a country specifically for you where it will kind of like expand that energy and really make you heal. You don't necessarily need it to travel, but it's a handy thing to use. And I think it's a really good tool to further yourself and to really make your solo trip like the best solo trip, to help you use solo travel as a tool to expand yourself and heighten your frequency. So if that's something you're interested in, click on the link below and just make sure to register for that because it's at the end of the month and there are limited spaces. So, okay. Back to my first impressions. Yeah, so first impressions of Rio. I mean, it's definitely taking me longer to acclimate here. I still haven't found a long-term place because it's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be to like relocate here. Yeah, I mean, the monthly rent for like my own spot, like either studio or one bedroom, is gonna be at least like $700 a month, which isn't that bad compared to the States, but compared to other places I've been to, I mean, like you can see my Bali video, I found a place for like $200 a month. I mean, it was a room and I could use the kitchen, but it was so beautiful and the view was incredible. Just check it out. Just check it out. It's so beautiful. Then last weekend was my birthday. I turned 29 years old. But okay, I mean, I'm sniffling, but like, it's not that bad. And literally every person who I talk to who's older than me, they say your 30s is your best decade. So I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I'm not afraid of 30. I'm embracing it. I'm excited for it. Okay. And I'm really happy my 20s are kind of over because it's like I'm living life, but it's definitely, I'm not living life luxuriously. And in my 30s, trust me, I'm living it luxuriously, okay? Like, my plans is amazing. Like, okay, my 30s is gonna be amazing. And it's gonna start with 29. So, it was my 29th birthday. And there's actually a lot of revelations that I had on that day. And it was like, I'll tell you, my favorite revelation that I realized on that day was that I don't need other people to be satisfied. Like, how do I explain this? It's like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it actually. I just don't need anybody else. I don't need anybody else to be satisfied. Like, okay, you're done. I don't need anybody else to be satisfied. And it's like, it's freeing. It's like, I'm so happy with myself, you know? Because, okay, so for example, usually for my birthday, I'm getting my nails done. I'm getting my, like, eyelashes, my face. I'm getting my hair done, everything. And, like, last year was the first year where I was just like, I'm beautiful the way I am. And, like, and not just that, I was satisfied with how I looked in that moment. Like, I no longer felt I needed to get all of these things done in order to feel beautiful or feel like it was my birthday, if that makes sense, right? Because I feel like for our birthdays, we like always like, we go all out, we get everything done. And yes, I love looking like done up and beautiful. Like, I love ordaining myself. Like, it's like amazing. It's one of the things. But, and I think also Rio taught me this, because a lot of the women here, they don't really wear makeup that much, at least during the day. But anyway, but yeah, and so it was just a really great realization, and I was just so content. I like cooked myself dinner, and it was so good. The steak here is amazing. I don't know what the difference is. America needs to get it together, okay? Because the steak here, I can go to the grocery store, and that is the, and like, oh, even today, it's so tender, and they don't even tenderize it. It's just how the cut, like, or the meat is here. I'm baffled. I need to figure out what it is, because I'm trying to bring that back to the States, because again, the beef here is incredible. But anyway, so that's my birthday. So it was really cute. I cooked myself my favorite dinner. I had like steak and yuca, and then my little like seltzer water or whatever. Like, I always put like fresh fruit in there. It's really delicious. I was so satisfied with that meal. But I think also partly it's just because I'm a decent cook. So one thing that I just don't like is when I go to a restaurant and I'm like, I'm like, oh, I could have cooked this at home. Like, I hate that feeling, and I guess it's a feeling that I choose to feel, but I just really don't like it when I go to a restaurant and the food isn't better than what I can cook at home. So, but anyway, but hold on, I didn't spend my birthday alone. Let's pause real quick. So that day, I was like, it's my birthday, I'm going to the beach, I'm going to the beach. So I just decided to go to the beach, and I was like, I don't know how we're going to finesse this, but I'm going to go there, and hopefully somebody can wash my back so I can get in the water. So I'm walking on the beach. I don't even know anybody. And the last beach day I had, literally nobody spoke English. I didn't hear any English on the beach, so I was kind of like, I don't know if you really meet anybody, but I'll use my knowledge to figure out, which people are safe to leave my bag with. So I'm walking on the beach, and then I hear somebody speak English. I'm like, wait, what? Like I'm telling you, like, it was like a ray of sunlight, okay? Because like nobody speaks English here. It's crazy. It's not crazy, I should say it's crazy, but it's crazy. And I'm just like, yo, like, do you guys speak English? Like, and they're like, yeah, we do. It's like 3 ladies, and I was just like, can I just leave my bag here and like lay down? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And then we started talking. And they're actually really great people. One of them recently relocated here. She's from Germany, and she was telling me, she's like, I don't know how you can by yourself. Like, you need to know people here in the city. She's like, if I didn't know my friends here, like, I wouldn't have come. She was just like, it's really difficult to navigate the city, and I was just like, yeah, but I think it's a little easier for me because I do pass as Brazilian, so as long as I don't open my mouth. But I mean, after the week I had, I was like, also I completely understand a whole lot of this. So I ended up hanging out with them. They bought me caipirinhas for my birthday, and it was like a birthday well spent. And then I also just spent that day or that night really catching up with really good friends, and it was a wonderful birthday. Like, it was a wonderful 29th birthday. I'm so thankful for it. So the food is incredible. The beef is incredible. It's so good. I love the beef here. Best beef I've ever had in my life, period. Okay, now I haven't had Kobe beef in Japan yet. I'm sure that's gonna be the winner, but for now, Brazil's got the cake. Okay, they got number 1, right? Because I'm telling you, you get cheap, like a $3 thin steak, and oh my god, it's so good. And then you put some chimichurri. Oh, come on, like, what more can a girl ask for? Okay, like, come on. So it's incredible. Like, in Rio, it takes a lot longer to get used to it, to get into that rhythm than other countries I've been to. But so far, so good. So far, it's like this, okay? My first week was a little rocky, but one thing I will say, even though I'm going through like all of these unpredictable situations, my bag getting lost, the delays on the flight, not liking my hotel, even having issues with the studio, even though all of these things are popping up, nothing terrible has happened. It's kind of like it's all here for me to become aware of like my emotions, and not even that. I think it's just calling for me to understand how to be in a positive mindset. Let me just knock on wood real quick, okay? Because because even on Monday, I was relocating to a new place, and when I literally on the taxi ride to the new Airbnb, the host messages me and they're like, "Hey, we have a gas leak." And part of me really, to be honest, was like, this is kind of a BS excuse, and I was just, and then this fear kicked in, oh my God, what if they're just trying to rob me of my money, and craziness. Not that people do that, but it's just where is that negativity coming from? Oh, we have to get back to that. That's something I'm gonna have to work on. I mean, but it kept on going back and forth. It's positive, no, it's okay, they're cool, it's chill, this is random, giving them the benefit of the doubt. And then also the negativity was trying to be no, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if it's not safe? Come to find out, so I arrived at their place. They're hey, we're gonna meet you out front. And they were so nice. It was a really nice couple from Ecuador and so cool. They helped me out a lot. They helped me process my Airbnb. And actually, if you are interested in renting a room with them, they have a room that they rent on Airbnb. Again, and they're travelers. So I really recommend that you stay with them because they speak English and Spanish. And they're travelers. I don't know how else to explain it, but they are so welcoming, so helpful. They literally helped me with my bags, my luggage, because I had a lot of luggage. And they took me we sat at a little cafe and ordered food and stuff. And they're just super helpful and so nice and kind. Because they could have just been oh, we have a gas leak, cancel the reservation, and then left me on my own. They could have done that, but they didn't. And so that's what I'm saying. Again, kind of going back to the astrology, I'm traveling on my Jupiter line. I think it's really forcing me to go through these experiences that seem super uncertain and to being positive to help raise my frequency. So it's I'm going through all of these moments of uncertainty and unpredictability, because that's actually never happened before to me. But I think that's part of this energy of Jupiter it's to help me be more positive and raise my frequency. I think that's really what it's for. This is a lot. It's funny because I'm realizing my YouTube channel, it's not just about travel, it's about traveling with your soul. It's really about traveling with your soul. I mean, we call it solo traveling, but for me, the solo traveling is very much a spiritual experience or a soul experience. And I really want y'all to really learn, learn from my experience, okay? And again, when I release that video next week about the survival guide to Rio, definitely check it out and share it with your friends, because and even if you learn something in this video, great, but I really want to empower you to solo travel, and because it's something that really heals your soul. And yes, you can go for a 2-week vacation, but really going into those deep excursions for a month or longer, that's really where it's at, So that being said, definitely, again, if you're interested in learning how to travel along your astrology lines, check out the link below. Again, I'm doing that course at the end of the month, so if you guys want to join, just make sure to sign up below. It's really important. I love y'all so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.